Some.
Oh. You got it on?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Janie.
Hello, Peter. Sorry I missed your call there.
Good morning.
Oh, bad morning. Yeah.
Okay, so she had to go to the hospital.
No.
What's going on?
I didn't want her to go to hospital because they tried to kill her there, remember? So,
Yeah, they're gonna kill her.
yeah. So, I've got a hospital at home. She's not eating now. She can't swallow. She's getting all mixed up because of the infection. They took her blood, which shows to them that she's obviously got the infection still. I can't get a urine sample from her, which would be cultured then to get the right antibiotics. So they put her. They gave her some intravenous just right into her hand last night of antibiotics. I told you which one it was, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. And they're coming today at the back of 9 o'clock, which is about an hour, to put her on a drip. And they're going to put her on the drip. They said that they wouldn't.
She also needs electrolytes in her drip. She needs electrolytes.
Right. They said that they wouldn't give her the saline one because she's got too much salt in her body.
She doesn't have too much salt in her body. Where are they getting this idea from? Where does the salt come from? Are you giving her loads of salt?
No, just an average amount of salt.
Yeah, that's normal. So that's not true. Look, we always see this. It's very common in old folks, okay? And we see this with the mother of Mandy. You know Mandy?
No.
Mandy Clark, you recommended me.
Oh, yes, Mandy, yeah.
Who is she? She's your friend?
She's a friend I met on theatre. She's a kind of I've met her like twice or something, but she's we've kept close since that theatre meeting, and she's in America, Canada, whatever.
Yes. Yeah. So she's having the same problem with her mother. The tests are showing high potassium, high calcium, and they're telling her not to take potassium and calcium. I mean, this is ridiculous. This woman has never taken calcium or potassium, so where is this high calcium or high sodium and all this bullshit that these tests show? In fact, Janie, remember I told you that people who have been consuming plants all their lives, especially leafy greens, potatoes, starches,
porridge,
breads, cereals, drinking tea, especially black tea, which is high in oxalates. All these foods are very high in oxalates.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. The oxalates from these plants, they're like magnets. When they go into your bloodstream, they grab all the calcium, sodium, potassium from your electrolytes in the bloodstream and from the food that you eat. All the food that you eat has electrolytes. If they didn't, would be dead. This is normal. But the problem is, these oxalates, they're like magnets. They grab the sodium, the potassium, the calcium, all these electrolytes. They grab them and they bind them up so they're not bioavailable anymore. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they put them in storage. They store them in the fat, in the tissues, in the bones, in the organs, everywhere, because these are toxic compounds. They can kill you if they accumulate in the blood. Okay?
Yeah.
Now listen to me. So what happens over time, especially when you stop eating these foods and the body begins to heal, part of the healing process of the body is to eliminate and get rid of these oxalates now that it has stored throughout the body, and because they cause disease, they cause kidney problems, they cause dementia, they cause cancer. They cause a million problems.
Uh-huh.
So the body's eliminating them.
Uh-huh.
And as it's pulling them out of storage, they circulate in the bloodstream, and they also come out through the urine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and they will agitate the urinary tract because these are crystals. Oxalates are crystals. They're like shards of glass. Imagine you grind up glass and you get your mother to swallow this glass. This is exactly what happens to you when you eat plants. And people don't understand this. And everybody who is sick today is sick because they're eating plants or because they took vaccines and medications and things like that. You'll never see a person who eats primarily and only meat to be sick. Not one person on the planet. Not one. Okay?
Okay.
So, these crystals now, which are attached to sodium, are coming out of your mother's body, and a body wants to rid them and eliminate them because they're toxic. They are also highly inflammatory. They caused her the urinary tract infection by agitating and cutting up her urinary tract and causing inflammation there, which caused the infection. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So when they take your blood now to do a blood test, they see, oh my God, sodium is high. No, it's not. That's not sodium. That's sodium oxalate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a toxin. It's sodium oxalate. That's not sodium. That's not sodium. It's an electrolyte.
Yeah.
And the body can regulate electrolytes in the blood. You can put all the salt you want and salt your food to taste the way you like it. That's not going to raise your sodium levels, okay? Because the body eliminates excess sodium through the urine, okay, through the kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
But now her body is seeing this very high sodium oxalate in the bloodstream, and it wants to get rid of it, so it's trying to eliminate through the kidneys, and now her kidneys are getting inflamed, and she's getting these values that they tested her kidneys, say, oh my God, her kidneys are failing. No, her kidneys are not failing. Her kidneys are overworked trying to clean this toxic mess out of her blood, because if they don't get it out, it'll poison her and it'll kill her.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how the body works.
How do I get electrolytes into her if they don't put them in? Because they'll be, well, look, this is what we do. We're the ones that's treating her. We're listening to your guy. We know what he's saying, but we're trained to do this. So we can't. How do I get those electrolytes in her?
They can't. They can't. You know, you can't talk to any doctor. You're talking to a wall. Whatever you say, they're not going to believe you, and they're just going to ignore you. It's all they know is to push drugs. That's all they know. Okay? So
Yeah.
you're not going to get through to any doctor. Okay?
How do I get electrolytes into her if she's...
So what you have to do is you give her the supplements that are on her protocol. She needs the calcium, because calcium helps to bind these electrolytes.
Yeah, she's not eating now though. She's not drinking or eating because the infection in her urine has made her delirium.
Yeah. Okay. Can you get her to drink that shake with the egg yolks?
I can't. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. I gave her a wee bit of water last night, and I'm telling her to swallow it, and she's no grasping to swallow it. She spits it out, but she thinks she's swallowing.
Okay, how long has she not been eating?
A day.
Okay, this is getting dangerous, Janie. This is getting serious now. It's getting dangerous, because if she continues not eating for several days, she's risk of dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's so skinny, her skeleton, you can actually see, it's like her body's wrapped in skin.
Yeah, this is the problem, and that she's always had these kidney issues, Janie, and that's why she was sick before in the hospital, because her body is desperately trying to get these toxic, highly inflammatory oxalates out, and the kidneys are suffering, and when it does get them out, well, look what happened. Because these are shards of glass,
yeah,
they scraped her urinary tract and they caused an infection.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to try and make her, the fact that it was water, it was too runny for her it was running down her throat, so I would actually need, if I was going to give her the water, you can get a thickening that thickens the water, but you're still drinking water.
You can put a squeeze of lemon in it.
Yeah.
If you can put some of that potassium in it, she needs electrolytes. And these people, here's the thing, Janie, the way to save your mother's life at this point right now when she's not eating is the medical system. They need to put her on an IV of nutrients, and those nutrients have to be potassium, calcium, some sodium.
Oh,
It has to have electrolytes.
that's the exact opposite of what they want to give her. So
Because
I'm banging my head on a brick wall with them, you know, and especially all that we went through with Rab and now my mum. And
this is why the elderly, when they go to the hospital and they don't give them this stuff, this is why the elderly, they die at the hospital, Janie. This is the reason why.
Yeah.
But here's the problem we're facing. Because she cannot eat or swallow at this point, her only hope of survival is to get an IV of electrolytes and also an IV of nutrition, of all the, amino acids.
I told them yesterday my mum needs nutrition and she needs IV. And they said that, if she needs to go to the hospital, which I'm supposed to adhere to, I said, well, if she goes to the hospital, I need to know if they're going to put nutrition into her. I need to know that they'll do that. Oh, we can't guarantee that. I went, well, all they think about is, oh, you don't need to eat. You just have to get some fluids, and you can live for fluids for a wee while. And that's what they tell me. So I'm not going to win with them. I think it's come probably to the time where she's been fighting for so long. We've tried to fight the system. We've tried, and now it's come to the pinnacle where they'll no longer help me because I'm going against their grain, and they'll stop giving her the things that she needs, and she's going to sleep. She's going to die, Peter.
Yeah, I know. This is the feeling I have, Janie, because I've seen this all the time. Because there's nothing that we can do, Janie, if she cannot take supplements, if she cannot eat, or at least, if she could drink that shake with the egg yolks and the fat and put some electrolytes and potassium and
what else apart from potassium's electrolytes?
Well, she needs the potassium, she needs the calcium, and if you can put those in a shake, like a calcium pill, you can grind it.
Yeah, it's in powder form.
Yeah, if you have a capsule, you can open the capsule.
Yeah.
And you can, put a little bit of salt in there, from your salt shaker.
Yeah.
You put a little bit of salt, some shakes of salt in it, and you got the electrolytes. And that shake has protein in it. It has everything that a person needs to survive.
Yeah.
Let's say if a person goes on starvation and the only thing they drink is this shake, they can survive for months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, listen, I put more in the shake than you would imagine, fat wise. In her liver and everything, in goes the full fat cream as well,
If this is what you do and you put liver in it, a person can drink that shake, and live years and years just on that shake.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'll go and get that shake prepared, and I'll keep you informed.
Maybe, I don't know, Janie, maybe you can, give it to her a spoonful at a time. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll try her a spoonful at a time, even if I have to sit there all day and give her a spoonful every 20 minutes or whatever. I'll spend my life.
Another thing you could do if you're able to do this, let me explain to you. Because sometimes this works with the elderly, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is you can get, those plastic tubes, okay?
Yeah.
Those plastic clear tubes.
Yeah.
A diameter, about as thick as your baby finger.
Right. I've got one.
Okay. And so what you do on the other end, figure out a way to attach a funnel. Funnel you put in a bottle to put liquids in a bottle.
I've got small ones, the ones that you put in a 30 ml.
A funnel. You can go get a funnel, and you can lubricate the tube with some coconut oil.
Got that.
And you can shove that tube down her throat, not too far, but make sure the tube doesn't have sharp edges, and make sure it's lubricated very well with coconut oil.
I'd be scared to do that, Peter. I would be scared.
And maybe you do it when she's sleeping. You can shove it down her throat, a few inches down her throat, and when you put liquid in a funnel, it'll go right down into her stomach.
I'd be terrified to do that.
I know, that's the thing. If I was there, I'd be able to do that for you because I've done that before. Okay? And that's one way we can get nutrition into someone.
I could go to the hospital and steal an NG tube. I can't do that.
What with it?
I know. I watched them before, what they've done, and I mean, they say that you've got to be trained, and you have to be trained, otherwise nobody would do it. But I know what a simple procedure it is. I've seen how easy it is to insert one.
Yeah. Well, I gave you, a thought here. This is something that I've done, and it works, and we're able to feed someone and get nutrition, down. But at this point, you can't give her a full shake to drink that she's been drinking, that full shake. Maybe if you can get her a quarter of it.
Yes.
At a time.
I'll go and make one up. I'll put the rest in the fridge. I'll put some in a cup, and I will slowly. At least I think it's going to be easier for her to take rather than the water, which is just too runny for her to quickly.
Yeah, well, she doesn't need water because the shake already has liquid. She's getting hydration from the shake. She doesn't need plain
and
water.
I'm using goat's milk, which I've learned is better nutrition-wise. Is that all right? Is that true?
It is. Goat's milk is always better
than
cow's milk. The best milk is sheep's milk. That's the best.
Second
best is goat's.
All right, sheep's milk. I've never even seen that on the shelves.
Yeah, you won't see it. You can get it from a farmer because, they don't want you drinking that milk. That's the best milk. Why would they want you to drink that and be healthy, right?
Yeah, I know that cow's milk's just mucus. I know that.
Cow's milk is not meant for humans. It's inflammatory. It's got proteins we can't digest. Throughout thousands of years, we've been drinking sheep's milk. Okay, number one. And then goat's milk. Yeah. We never drank a cow's milk except in modern times like today.
Yeah.
So this is the plan, Janie, and I'm concerned. I'm very scared at this point because my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do except offer some suggestions at this point. If she cannot take supplements and cannot get nutrition, I don't know how long she's going to last.
Right.
And these bastards at the hospital, their protocol that they have to follow is when elderly people come in, do not give them nutrition because they want them to pass away so they don't collect their pension. That's what the government wants.
Tell me. I know that. Listen, I'm anxious now. All I want to do is go and get her that shake, and I'll keep you informed how we got on. The sooner we get it in her, the better.
Do that, Janie. Just calm down and do that. And at the end of the day, we do the best that we can do under the circumstances at the end of the day.
They're going to put a suppository in her bottom because she's a bit constipated. No, to me, her stool isn't hard. She's just struggling to push it out.
Yeah, she's struggling to push it out because, the colon has to contract. It contracts and it squeezes the stool, moves it out. Mm-hmm. And in order to contract, the colon needs electrolytes.
Yeah.
Okay? It needs potassium, it needs sodium, it needs calcium. That's what helps the body contract. And when you have all these oxalates, what they do is they paralyze the colon, and the colon can't move the stuff out.
Right. Okay. I'll go and get that shake now, Peter.
Okay.
And
a little at a time. Maybe you can give it to her with a tablespoon, like a tablespoon at a time. And what you want to do, you put a pillow behind her, raise her on the bed, put a pillow, and get her head to look up, move her head up. I don't know, maybe you can put something under her chin, like a pillow to hold her head up.
Yeah, I do that already.
To look up at the ceiling, and then when you open her mouth and can put a teaspoon in there, it'll drain right down her throat.
Right. I'm just scared it goes into her lungs, but I'll make sure it doesn't, okay?
Yeah. Well, if it goes into her lungs, she'll start coughing, and then you'll know. And that's why I'm saying a tablespoon at a time.
Yeah, I'll do a teaspoon at a time. That's what I'll do.
Or a teaspoon at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that now then, and I'll let you go. And thank you so much. I'll keep you informed.
You're welcome, Janie. Take care.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.